Cool. So I am just hitting record. Cool. So I did start this a second ago, but I've got to restart it because my internet was playing up. So first of all, for people on Instagram recording this live today, um, we're going to run through supplements, and the reason why we're going to talk about this is basically it's a question I get asked all the time by loads of people, either on Instagram and also clients as well. So now don't take this. I'm not a dietitian. I'm definitely not a dietitian. I'm just talking about, I'm going to be touching base on some common supplements that people tend to take or you might have heard about in the fitness industry. I'm talking about it from my personal experience and what I have had and what I use. And then it's totally up to you guys what you take from this. So, this is for you if you're looking to speed up your progress. You might hear a lot of hype on it in the industry about different types of supplements, and it can feel really overwhelming on what you should be taking and what you shouldn't be taking. And it's ultimately it's it can feel really overwhelmed. There's so much conflict in information. So, how do you establish whether you should be taking supplements to enhance your performance or not? So first of all, you need to be assessing your needs, what your fitness goal is ultimately, and what your current diet is looking like. Are you vegetarian? Do you eat meat? Do you eat fish? Are you vegan? And also your training intensity. What does your training look like currently? And where do you want to get it to? Looking around the intensity that you're working at and the frequency that you're working at as well. So let's touch a little bit on some of the more popular ones, some of the more common ones. So first of all, I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about pre-workout. So what is pre-workout? Pre-workout is essentially a drink. It's a little bit like squash, but it's got a really strong synthetic flavor to it and it gives you an energy boost. So people take it to give an energy boost before a workout. So you typically have it either before or during a workout. Um, and it just gives you that extra boost of energy to enhance your performance. So what it's going to do is it's going to make you be able to lift a little bit more, which in turn is going to aid muscle growth. It's also going to cause you to have a little bit more focus and to become a little bit more alert. It's going to essentially take you through your workout and help you perform at a higher level. So if you're performing at a higher level and you're able to lift heavier weights, then essentially over time you're going to be able to be increasing your muscle mass because what you can lift on pre-workout might be marginally heavier than what you could without it. Therefore, you're going to increase your muscle mass. It's also got beta alanine in it, which delays muscle fatigue, which so from that perspective, you're going to be able to perform for longer without your muscles getting as tired, which again is going to enhance your performance. But also, it's going to, because you'll be able to perform for a longer period of time, it's going to help aid muscle growth as well. But what's really important is that supplements aren't a shortcut. They shouldn't be seen as a shortcut, but they can be a really smart way to use them. You can use them as a support tool. So they're really good from that perspective. So the second one that a lot of people ask me about are protein powders. So what is protein powder? Protein is what's in the name, protein powder. It's a drink that you can drink pretty much any time of the day. I would never recommend it. Pre-workout drink before or during the workout, protein after, away from your workout. I wouldn't recommend drinking it before. It's quite sickly. It's like more of like a milkshake style, whereas pre-workout is more of like a thinner consistency, more like a squash. Why do people do it? Why do people drink it? Basically, it helps them increase their protein target and increase their protein intake. So if, for example, you struggle to reach your protein goals, you're having your protein at your meal times, this can just take it up a notch. You can drink it in drink form, you can have it in drink form, or you can have it and mix it into yogurt, so you can mix it into porridge. So why do people want to increase their protein? Essentially because it's going to aid fat loss. It's going to increase your muscle mass and it's going to aid your recovery. So having optimal protein based on your goal is going to build and repair. It's going to build and repair your muscles. And it's also, which in turn, the more muscle mass you have, the more calories you'll burn even at resting. So you want to have a higher amount of muscle mass in order for you to drop fat. So I'm not saying that you should have protein powder drinks instead of having a nutritious diet. Absolutely not. And I don't think any supplement should be in place of a healthy diet. But what you typically need to be doing is reviewing your nutrition throughout the day, like seeing what you're eating over the course of the day, over the week, and then seeing perhaps if you need to be topping up your protein. So typically you're going to be getting your protein from things like meat, fish, tofu, eggs, yogurt, cottage cheese, nuts, peanut butters, nut butters. The next one let's talk about is creatine monohydrate. This one for me is a no-brainer. I drink it every day, but it's not really so popular by people that are perhaps new to exercising. And the reason why is one, it's got a big confusing name, and two, people hear the word creatine and they jump a mile because basically, I don't know if you remember when you're at school, you'll probably find like a lot of the boys in sixth form were going to the gym and taking loads of creatine, and then all of a sudden they just get really, really spotty because they'd be having loads of creatine, loads of protein, and their body was just a little bit like fuck. But creatine is one of the most widely researched supplements in the market. And what does it do? So basically, people take it because it supports lean muscle mass and it can increase your lean muscle mass. It's going to increase your strength and it's going to also help with your brain health. So, how it does it, it essentially enables your muscle to absorb more liquid, more water. So, your muscle is bigger. So, when you're picking up your weights, when you're squatting your weights, you're able to lift more. So similarly to pre-workout, it's just optimizing what you're doing during your workout. So when your muscles are all plump, you're going to be able to lift marginally heavier weights again, which ultimately will then lead you to a larger muscle growth, which again, like I said previously, the more muscles you have, the more calories you're burning even at resting. Don't worry, it's not going to make you bulky. Creatine will not make you bulky. It's so hard to get bulky. It takes so much food, so much effort, so much energy to get to that position. People train for years for it. Having creatine is not going to get you in that way if you don't want it to. Second thing that it's going to do as well, it also maintains your muscle mass. So when you're dieting, people naturally think when you're dieting, if you're in a calorie deficit, the weight is going to come off your fat. It doesn't come off your fat. It can come from 3 different places. It can come from your muscle mass. It can come from your the food that you're eating, so like the energy you're eating. And then it can also come from your fat stores. But ultimately, if you're in a calorie deficit and you're wanting to lose fat, you don't want it to come from your muscle mass. So by you taking or drinking creatine, that's going to preserve your muscle mass and it's going to maintain your muscle mass while you're dieting. So your body will try and take from the fat stores and it will try and take from the food that you're eating instead of taking your muscle mass. So for me, it's a bit of a no-brainer if you've got a fat loss goal. The other thing, it's like I said before, it's so widely researched, it's perfectly safe and effective for women to use and men. You take it daily. It's a drink like pre-workout. It's a little powder, you just mix it with water. It's like a squash, it's really synthetic. It tastes a bit like crap, to be honest with you. It's like imagine like a strong squash. like not as diluted as you'd have it normally. It's a bit like that. So you can take it any time of day, but you need to be a bit consistent with the time you're taking it. So for me personally, I take it when I work out. I find that the time is like most palatable. Some people really like it. I just don't. I just think it's a bit sweet and a bit synthetic. But I also find that it really gives me, I don't know if it's the flavour or what, but it really gives me a boost in my workouts. I work out at like 5:30 in the morning, 5:45. So if I drink it then, I kind of think it gives me, it's probably a bit psychological, gives me a bit of a kick up the bum because it's sugar and sweet. So I've got such an itchy arm. But yeah, take it any time of day, but take it consistently. So the next thing, and this is one of the topics one of my clients was actually asking me about recently, and also why I'm talking about one of this topic is magnesium. So magnesium supplements I don't take. I know a lot of women do take them. They're really they seem to be really popular, especially with mums who have had children. And the reason being is magnesium supports your sleep. It helps to reduce stress. It helps with muscle recovery. It can also help with like your hormone balance. So it kind of goes hand in hand, really, with mums that have had children, particularly from the sleep side of things, because whilst our sleep might be a bit disrupted during the night, magnesium enables you to have better quality of sleep. So the time you are sleeping for will be a better quality of sleep. You would typically take it at night, but what I would say is I have a lot of magnesium in my diet. I don't eat meat, but I eat a lot of nuts, leafy greens, so spinach, avocados, loads of whole wheat food. I eat a lot of food that contains magnesium, and so I don't necessarily feel that is something I need to take. And I'm not one for just taking something because in a way it's kind of directed at you to take it. But some people like it. And so I guess the question is like, should you be taking supplements? Well, in my opinion, you start with your food first. Like supplements shouldn't be something that you take instead of having a good diet. A good diet is so important. So I would say before you even consider taking supplements, you start with your food. Look at your plate, monitor what you're eating, review how many calories you're eating, review how much protein you're eating. And then from then you can, like, I would say, log it on MyFitnessPal maybe for 2 weeks, get a good view of the picture, and from then you can address perhaps if you feel you need other supplements. I would always say as well, go to a nutritionist, speak to a nutritionist if it's something that you are considering. I'm not here to advise you on what supplements to take. I'm just letting you know the ones that I've had experience with and I get asked about a lot. So I would say start with your food. Protein powder for me, if you're training, strength training, do it. Creatine, if you're strength training, I would do it. I think if those two things alone can aid your performance and help you repair and build your muscle, if you're losing fat, I think they're pretty good ones to start with. But one thing I would say is don't go out and stack loads of supplements at one time. Don't substitute it for your healthy diet. Build it up gradually, see how you feel, and speak to a professional about it and see what they think is best suited for you. So things to know about supplements. I've spelled supplements in here wrong so many times. But so supplements shouldn't replace healthy diet. I think I've made my point clear on that. I think I've said that 100 times today. But the benefits, so they're going to potentially improve your performance, especially things like the creatine, protein powders, and pre-workouts. And they're going to help you they're going to aid your recovery as well, which the quicker you recover, the quicker you are strong, you're feeling strong now, you're feeling strong again, and the more essentially you're going to be able to lift, because you're going to have less of the, oh, I can't exercise and it's feeling too heavy, or you're going to have less of the, when you're squatting, you're going to get you're less fatigued. Also, obviously, they can address nutrient deficiencies. The risks of them, though, is one, it's a really overwhelming space within the fitness industry. People talking about supplements. It's so easy to get dragged away and wrapped up in this whole world of things that you should or shouldn't be taking. So be mindful of that. They can have side effects. Like some of the things you might find might give you a bit of an upset stomach if you're not used to it, so you have to add them gradually. They can interfere with some medications as well. And if they're not used properly, they're not actually going to be effective. So what's the point of taking them if they're not going to be effective and they're not going to be used in the right way? Your body might not even actually need them. So one thing I would say is do your research beforehand, speak to a nutritionist, have a professional have a professional speak to you and get to understand your problems, speak with them about it. And if there is anything else that I can help you with when it comes to your fitness or exercise, let me know. If you've got any questions, drop me a message after, and I will be happy to help. So thank you guys all, and I will catch up with you again next Monday. Thank you.